I personally love the iGaming industry. The golden flow, which is this KYC deposit withdrawal, is just great for us to test because you can't replicate that in-house. When you need to be compliant, whether it's anti-money laundering or the KYC regulations, for example, different by market, right? So Denmark versus Norway versus UK, US is all vastly different. You can't replicate that in-house. There is no way to do so. Meaning, when you need to test if someone in Ontario can bet just the right amounts but can't go over, can't exceed. If someone in the UK on a self-exclusion list cannot gamble, we can test that. In-house QA teams can. And most organizations are usually set up with some form of QA team with maybe a device lab. And then they also leverage their friends and family. So eventually they'll run out of the passion of the team, and there's opportunity cost from doing that.
We work with a lot of gambling clients. We actually have real users going in and signing up for those accounts and going through all of the steps, especially all the legal steps to register. Well, a lot of times we are hearing from those executive teams that we're filling a gap that there's no way for them to handle internally.
It's cultural nuances, what the expectations are, and I correlate this to somebody typically looks at the US market as the standard, but when you go into Europe, their expectations on betting, interactions, how fast or how slow, what should be offered, what they visually should or should not see is very different than in the US, and then correlating that to anything specific to the legal aspect of it. Europe has very different rules and regulations than in the US, to where a lot more things are tracked in Europe, which is surprising. In the US, we're late adopters to this kind of iGaming space. So they have stricter rules relative to accessibility, they have stricter rules relative to how much you can or can't gamble. It's interesting to see those landscapes, but we have the expertise to actually say, this is what it is in these markets, and these are the things that we can do to support your expansion into those markets as well.
What is really unique about the solution we provide is testers in any market, also even close to borders, for example. So if you need to test at the Belgian border, we can do so. With testers that do not have an account yet, that can go through the whole journey from registration, KYC, deposit withdrawal, with various payment methods, any device. You can't replicate that in any other way other than with real testers. And most organizations struggle because their test environments and production are not the same, so they can't even try to test that from an end user's perspective.